Hi, welcome to the second video on the easy 5-step process for writing code. The objective of this video is to help you learn how to apply the systematic process of building up a method. In this case, a method to find the next multiple of 100. Once again, the focus of the video is on the method and less on the problem. Let's look at the problem in a little more detail. Write a method to find the next multiple of 100 for the given number. As we have already noted, we need to focus on the edge conditions and when can these things go wrong, for which we normally refer to the detailed method specifications. Here we have said, if the number is 0 or negative, the method should return -1. Otherwise, it should return the next multiple of 100. For example, if the parameter to the method is -10, it should return -1. The parameter to the method is 187, it should return 200. So let us start by downloading the skeleton from Write Code and get on with the coding problem. Here is the skeleton, and as usual, we start by writing the minimum required code to compile and execute. In this case, we will simply return the input parameter itself. In other words, we are going to have a syntactically correct and compiling program, not worry about the correctness of the program for the moment. Okay, it compiles. We have already noted we should focus on verifying whether the method works as opposed to looking at the output. So, if 123 is the input, the output expected is 200. If it is produced as that, we know that our method is working. So we have the first scaffold in position. Once again, we compile. Then we add the next scaffold, which is for a negative number. So the second scaffold is in position. Now we implement the minimum required code to make it work for each scaffold. We'll start with the exception case always. If the number is not positive or 0, then we return -1. So we check for that first. If we compile and run now, it should work for -10 but fail for 123 as before. Okay. Now we need to find the next 100. There are many ways of doing it. First, and possibly the simplest, is to find how many hundreds are there. N by 100 tells us that. Then add 1 to that number. So for example, if the input is 123, n by 100 will give us 1, plus 1 will give us 2. Multiply it back by 100 to produce 200. This is one method and possibly the simplest method. There you go. We have completed the problem fairly fast by following our 5-step process. What are the 5 steps? Let's recapitulate. Start with the simplest possible running program. Then add one scaffold for each specification. After adding each scaffold, compile and run the program. Every time when you do this, you should know exactly what output is expected. After all scaffolds are in place, start implementing the method one scaffold at a time. Compile and run after implementing each scaffold. When all scaffolds are tested, your job is done. I hope you enjoyed this systematic approach which enables you to write code easily. Happy coding!